I'm going to show you one of Fountaine Pajot's brand new cats today. But while I do, I want to talk to you about what makes this boat special and how it might actually change how we go cruising on sailboats. Come down this hybrid electric drive rabbit hole with me for a minute. Today we're checking out one of the hottest new cruising catamarans on the water, the Fountaine Pajot 41. Now, this boat is kind of a big deal. It's like Fountaine Pajot looked at everything sailors love, packed it into a 41-footer, and somehow made it feel like a luxury apartment at sea. And spoiler alert, they kind of pulled it off. One look at the hull and you can tell this is classic Fountaine Pajot DNA. It's smooth and modern and balanced. They didn't just restyle an older model here, they reimagined how a cruising cat this size should look and feel. The hulls are sharper at the waterline with a hard chine that improves performance upwind and gives a nice boost to stability. So yeah, this cat isn't just a floating condo, she is actually built to sail. Now, if you're the kind of sailor who loves to entertain, the cockpit is your dream hangout. It flows seamlessly into the saloon with no steps, no awkward transitions, just a big open living space. There's a big dining table and plenty of deep seating for your whole crew. It's basically your floating patio. And if you want to soak up the sun, there's another lounge forward at the bow and even one on top of the bimini. So whether you're anchored in turquoise water or watching the sunset, you've got the best seat in the house. Now check out the helm. It's positioned at mid-level, so you get the perfect mix of visibility and connection. You can see your sails clearly, you've got great sight lines forward, and you're still part of the action. You're not isolated up on a flybridge talking to yourself. One note though on the test sails, you can't see under the jib because the helm is in a raised position, so there is a blind spot. All the lines on this boat are of course run back to the helm, so it's super easy to just handle with two people on board. Couples, this is designed for you. Under sail, the 41 really holds her own with a mainsail around 700 square feet and the Jenny about 375. She's got plenty of power. The hulls are efficient and light, so she accelerates quickly and holds her speed well. Cruising speeds in the 7 to 9 knot range are pretty normal, and if the breeze fills in, double digits aren't out of the question, especially if you run a code 0, which basically everyone does now. One thing to note about this one, she's got hydraulic steering, which means less feel and feedback, actually no feel from the helm, and if it does break, you won't be fixing it yourself with hand tools in the middle of the ocean. We'd much prefer cable steering for feel and user-friendly repairs, but hydraulic does offer sort of a luxury I suppose you'd expect on a boat like this. The interior of this boat is stunning. Fountaine Pajot knows that liveaboard sailors don't just want a cabin, they want a home. So when you walk into the saloon, the first thing you notice is how bright and open it feels. Huge windows, clean lines, modern finishes. It's all designed to make you forget you're even on a boat. And there are two layout options. The owner's version, of course, giving you an entire hull to yourself. You get a walk-around bed, huge windows, and a private ensuite. It's comfortable, it's spacious, and it feels more like a small condo than a boat cabin. The other option is the 4 cabin, which has 4 heads. Ideal for charters or if you've got a big family or lots of guests. And yes, the beds are all proper, full-size beds. You don't have to crawl over your partner in the middle of the night unless you want to. Every cabin has big windows, plenty of light and solid ventilation. It's all bright and airy and genuinely very livable. These are one of the better cats that I've been on as far as a boat that you'd have to live on full time. Now let's talk about one of the coolest things about this boat, the option for Fountaine Pajot's smart electric system. That's a fancy way of saying electric or hybrid propulsion with solar panels and the ability to regenerate power while sailing. The Fountaine Pajot's fitted with the ODSea plus smart electric hybrid propulsion. This encompasses propulsion, hydrogeneration, huge solar array totaling around 2 kilowatts, and huge battery banks that can also be used for your domestic systems like your fridge and your air conditioning. It was developed in conjunction with fellow La Rochelle-based company Alternative Energies, which has been supplying systems for small ferries and workboats for like 30 years. It's now part of the Fountaine Pajot group. Each hull on this boat has a 25 kilowatt pod drive motor with a high voltage supply, meaning that water cooling is not required. It's a simple installation that requires almost no maintenance. The boat's also fitted with a soundproofed 24 kilowatt diesel generator that's sized that way to allow you to motor along at 8 knots in flat water, yet still put an impressive 8 kilowatts into the battery bank. In addition, and this is the interesting part, hydro generating under sail proves effective on this boat at 8 knots of boat speed, charging around 1.5 kilowatts on each engine. So how does this change cruising? Well, ask any liveaboard about electricity and they'll tell you that it's usually in short supply. And if it's been cloudy all week, most liveaboards are stuck on the boat running the engine or the generator, trying hard to suck up every last amp that they can. Some people fit 250 amp alternators to really pile energy back into the batteries. But this hybrid business is different. But here's the game changer. These electric pods, they call them, basically an electric sail drive. But this boat has them sorted out in a way that each one under sail at 8 knots generates 1.5 kilowatts of power. That's 125 amps at 12 volts. And you have 2 of them. So you can charge your batteries at 250 amps if you can sail 8 knots, which is actually really easy to do on a 41-foot catamaran with a code 0. So picture this, you're in Georgetown in the Bahamas. It's day 4 of cloudy weather. The anchorage is a hum with generators running. There's no dinghy zipping around, and beach volleyball's been canceled again because everyone has to stay home to charge batteries. But not you. You need to make 500 amps to refill your batteries, so you're going to go sailing for a couple hours. You rig the trolling lines and weigh anchor, sailing out into the ocean. A few hours later, after a spirited sail topping 11 knots on your code 0, you return to your spot in the anchorage with full batteries and your haul from fishing while you were sailing, a fat tuna and a fresh mahi-mahi. Everyone else is still buzzing with generator noise. That's what's interesting to me about this hybrid business. It makes us sail more. Everything about cruising always makes us sail less. Oftentimes when people move onto a boat, the actual fun of sailing gets lost in the humdrum of daily living, and you may as well live on a powerboat. But this hybrid stuff, it might just help bring some of the magic back. Now this is a premium catamaran and it comes at a premium price. Depending on how you equip it, you're looking at anywhere from 500 grand up to maybe 800 US. And once you start adding solar packages of water makers and all those electric upgrades, the price goes north pretty fast. And if you go for the electric system, there's going to be a bit of a learning curve. This is high-tech stuff. And while it's awesome once you understand how it works, it does mean you'll need to know your systems or have a good tech on call. But overall, the Fountaine Pajot 41 is really redefining what's possible in the mid-size cruising catamaran market. It's not just a smaller version of a luxury yacht. It's a smart, efficient, and genuinely livable boat that punches way above its size. What do you guys think? Yes, it's a nice cat, but what about this hybrid business? I, for one, love the idea of making energy while I sail. And if you're interested in cruising tips, you should check out this article Drew wrote called Yawing and Anchor Holding. In it, he explores how the motion of the boat can affect the anchoring situation and gives some tips and tricks for a better night's sleep on the hook. Definitely worth a read. I'll leave a link in the description. If you like sailboat videos, give this one a thumbs up. It really helps us out. But also, it lets YouTube know that you're into this kind of stuff, and then it'll show you more videos about sailboats. Also, hit subscribe so I can see you again next time.